People who don't think about ethics are sometimes the most ethical people of all. Not universally, but often when when people really obsess about ethics, about ethical structures and the philosophies underlying structures, philosophy and ethics, they can get they can become, as perverse as it may seem, a bit too wrapped up in it and ultimately lose sight of what simple right and wrong is. An ethicist who obsesses over all the little details of ethical systems and whether this under this circumstance is right or wrong, and whether this justifies this in exactly this circumstance. Someone like that might start off with genuinely good intentions, and they might have good intentions the entire way through, but it can become a path to justifying the unjustifiable. People who people who develop highly complex, rigorous systems of ethical consideration can, in the end, wind up using those systems to justify terrible things. People people will find a way to say that it's okay that I'm doing this. I'm doing this thing that is on a basic level unethical, but they'll use this complex ethical system to sort of find a workaround, to find loopholes, they'll try to find loopholes in their own ethical system. They'll develop a highly complex ethical system, and then they'll become dependent on that ethical system instead of just the basic sense of right and wrong that someone who isn't so concerned with ethical systems just intuitively understands. And when someone becomes dependent on that system they've created, it's like legal loopholes and workarounds. Like an ethicist will try to find loopholes in his or her own system, and then they'll try to use it to justify terrible things. History is replete with examples of this, of people working for terrible regimes who try to justify terrible crimes. And someone who doesn't rely on a system, someone who just intuitively trusts their gut and just knows whether something is right or wrong, is much less likely to succumb to this.